The very last thing that I'm going to cover in this is you have your palettes. So you have your saved palettes, which as you can see here, these are the current colors. So these showing right here, 1 through 9, are the current colors for this current pixel art. Okay, so what you can do is you can actually create a new palette. You can give it a name. You can import a file from your very own images. And if it's limited colors, you can actually use those colors. If it's more than like 32 or 64, I don't think it's going to work because that's a really huge palette. Typically, you want to stay in the range of under 20 colors, I believe was the rule of thumb. But definitely stay under a certain amount, because with pixel art, you don't want it to be too complex. Usually I use a highlight, a neutral color, and a shade, and then some other color for contrasting whenever I'm doing characters. So that's something that you can do as well. And then what it's going to do once everything is saved, it will actually have a drop down list. So if I have something saved from another image and I have it saved into my palette, I can click on that certain, let's go ahead and create one. I can click on that certain one. So we'll call this one Lizard. Okay, so we'll call that Lizard. We'll go in here and we'll create a new one. So we'll go ahead and say delete. Oh, that's to delete the palette of Lizard. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to change a few of these colors up. And I'll just call this Dog. Okay, so say I had a dog that was those different colors there, and I saved that. Well, as you can see there, my style palette completely changed, my color palette. Well, I can go to this drop down and I can select, oh, it didn't do it. Download. I wonder if it's because I'm on the same one, because typically this works if you're in a different project. Yeah, so if you were in a different project, you would be able to save your palette and open them up in a different Piskel. So if I wanted to use something from one of my other projects, I would save that palette and I'd open it up in a different Piskel, which is really cool. Really awesome feature there. So if I go back to here to current colors, it's going to select the current colors, and then if I wanted to, with those current colors, I can go ahead and give that the name of Lizard, thus overriding the previous name that I had before. So now I have my Lizard. That's really weird. Lizard and Lizard. So if you need to delete something, just go into that palette and delete it. But I can go into Lizard, and there are all my saved colors. Okay, so the last thing is the transform tool. You can transform these. It's self-explanatory. You can hold shift to change all of your layers along with your image there, along with the frames. If you hit, opposite. So if you do control, it'll do all layers. If you hit shift, it'll apply it to all frames. So that's how you flip things back and forth like that. This is your rotate tool. And then we talked about this one already. This is your clone tool. So if I wanted to clone him, this lizard guy, on my other frames there, I would just hit the sheep there to clone. Okay, so that's basically it. That's Piskel app in a nutshell. Definitely the best way that you can get started is to look up different tutorials for pixel art on how to actually draw it. I will soon be having a course release teaching you how to do animation and drawing in Piskel art. Depending on when you're watching this video, I may or may not have already had that released. So definitely check out my other courses. I love doing this. This is so much fun. I think you'll get a kick out of it as well. But definitely open up Piskel app and just mess around with it to your heart's content and just get better and better at it. And I've only been doing, again, pixel art for a little over a month. I haven't even been doing it for a very long time, but I love it. It's so much fun, and it's just really cool to see what you can come up with. So I hope you enjoyed this course with pixel art made easy and Piskel art. And I hope to be able to answer any of your questions that you may have. If you have requested content of more things that you would like to see, let me know, and I will get those out to you as well. But until then, it's been great having you, and I will see you next time.